What's up guys, this is Minty Biscuits, and today I have a Call of Duty commentary about the spawn system in Black Ops 2. By the end of this video, you guys are going to be on the way to being able to know where the enemies are at all times, even without a UAV. So if you guys work at learning the spawns, you guys are going to get your KD up and certainly get your score per minute up. Black Ops 2 is a spawn system that repeats a certain pattern, and if you guys know that pattern, you can take advantage of it to know where the enemies are going to be. What you guys have on your screen right now is that pattern for the map Hijacked. Now you guys may want to pause it right here and come back to it later, but the main thing you need to remember is that spawns 1 to 6 are on top of the ship, and spawns 7 to 12 are on the bottom of the ship, with spawns 1 to 6 being Team 1, and with spawns 7 to 12 being Team 2. Now the game should spawn the first player that dies, where the number 1 is marked, and the second player that dies, where the number 2 is marked, and so on, up until the number 6, and after the 6th player dies, it will start over at number 1 and start spawning people at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and keep recycling. However, in the process, the spawn system can flip and change your spawn to the bottom of the ship. Now what Black Ops 2 does is it ensures that you have 3 seconds of safety before you reach an enemy player. If at any of these marked spawn points that 3 seconds of safety is breached, what the game will do is spawn you at the bottom of the end of the ship. So let's say at number 6 those 3 seconds of safety are breached, and now you're going to spawn at number 7, unless number 7 is breached as well, then it'll go to number 8 and so on until it can find a safe spot for you to spawn in. So now that we know the system, let's talk about how you guys can take advantage of it. The ideal situation would be that you and your team gives the other team their 3 seconds of safety so you guys can set up a spawn trap. Stay on your own half of the map so that the other team keeps spawning in one location. This way you will always know the part of the map that the enemies will be in. But chances are you guys don't always roll in with a full team communicating with each other, so somebody will inevitably mess up the spawns. So here's what you do. Use your minimap, as simple as that. Use some reason and determine what spawn points are breached, which ones are good, and for those spawns that are good, whenever an enemy player dies, act and play like there will be a player at that spawn point, because chances are that there will be one. In the description I put a link, and that link has every map and their spawn points. So in order to apply what you've learned in this video, you guys are going to need to know those spawn points. Now there's 2 ways you can go about doing this. First is to sit there and memorize them, which is good for some people, but the second is better, and that is to play Sharpshooter. Now Sharpshooter is a game where everybody has the same gun, same attachment, and kill streaks earn you perks. And the reason that this game mode is so good for this particular situation is that it has a sweeping UAV on during the entire game. As you play various maps, this UAV is going to show you where the various spawns are, so you guys can get familiar with how far away you have to be in order for someone to spawn in a certain location, while teaching you the locations themselves. Now keep in mind, if Sharpshooter is not your thing, you guys can play any game mode you like, although I would suggest keeping these spawn maps open when you play so you guys can learn them much more quickly. Next, let's talk about the score streaks that will aid in your understanding of the spawns. First, the UAV. Now the UAV is obviously helpful because it shows you where the enemies are and where they are spawning. Second is the counter UAV. Now the counter UAV is probably the most underused kill streak in the entire game. It is so powerful yet nobody uses it. What it does is it blocks the enemy's map. This is great because not only will it stop UAVs, but it will make blackbirds absolutely useless. But the main reason that counter UAVs are so powerful is that they prevent the enemy from knowing where you are. Normally players can check the position of their teammates and have a pretty good understanding of where they need to go to fight the enemy, but the counter UAV takes this away and just completely disorients them, giving you a huge advantage. Now third, the Blackbird. The Blackbird gives you the same advantages as the UAV, except it is constant and shows you the directions of various players. Finally, let's talk about your playstyle. Now there's 2 ways you can go about playing. The first way is to camp. Now this generally only works when you're communicating with your team, because solo players generally don't care and will rush into the enemy spawn and risk flipping it. But if you do team up to sit in a high traffic area and wait for them to come to you, because they can't sit in their spawn forever. Now the second way to go about playing is to rush. If you're going to rush, you're going to pretty much have to run the silencer, because the second someone sees that red dot on the map from you shooting, they're going to start to throw grenades and flashbangs and will eventually get you. Now if you decide to rush, play based off your teammates and your newly learned spawn points. If you guys practice it, before you know it, you're going to be able to pinpoint the enemy on the map. That's all I have for you guys today. I know it's a lot of work to learn all the spawns, but trust me, it's worth it. If it helped you guys out, please leave me a like. It helps me out a lot. If you haven't already, subscribe and join the Biscuit Army. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. Tomorrow I have a guide on how to level up really quickly, so be sure to look out for that. Be sure to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video and how it worked out for you. I'm planning to turn these videos into a series on how to get you better at Black Ops 2, so be sure to look out for that playlist. If you guys have any video suggestions, be sure to let me down in the comments, it helps me out a lot. I have a lot of PSN friend spots open on my Minty Biscuits account, so if you guys want to add me, feel free. Just send me a message if you want to play with me. I also have a few on the account that I was playing this gameplay with, so if you guys want to try that out as well, go ahead. But for now, this has been Minty Biscuits, and I'm out.